Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here with our brand new partner, Real Estate 55 Plus, with Juli Anne Gibson, founder and CEO. And Juli Anne, I hope all of our listeners listen to the very first podcast you did, because you have to, if you're just joining us and it's the second podcast that we're going to, it might be an interesting workshop, but you guys need to go back and understand specifically what Real Estate 55 Plus is, because I think you'll get a much better resource from it. And Juli Anne, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Suzanne. Happy to be back.
I'm happy you're here. So I want to talk, you mentioned it in our first segment, and I really want to talk about, the first step when we started talking about, if you're thinking about aging, you have a special workshop that you do. Would you share with me a little bit about, I think you called it Aging with Choice?
Correct. Yeah. So with Real Estate 55 Plus, we really are passionate about seniors, and we'd love for everybody to have a plan about housing and aging. That's really what we would love. We understand that everybody's in a different stage in their lives when they come to us. So Aging with Choice workshops, we offer free, and we host them at retirement communities, at fire stations, any public place. And
libraries, I would assume.
Yep. Libraries, anywhere that we can gather. And it is a workshop in the sense that you're going to leave with something that you're going to be working on, but we're going to give you the steps of what you're going to be working on to make good decisions about housing and aging. So when people come in to meet with us and they're sitting in the audience, we love to have a group that's less than 30 people, because then we can ask questions and answer specifically to their needs. So the first part of the Aging with Choice workshop is exploring all the options for housing that are available to seniors. So from staying in their current home to living multi-generationally, maybe they want to sell their home and purchase a 55 and older condo or a house. And there's a variety of options that are available to seniors nowadays.
Yeah. And there's organizations called CCRCs, which people don't know what those are. Or you could go into independent living that has a assisted living aspect to it. There's so many different options. And of course, there's adult family homes. So
absolutely. And so it really depends on the person. So we're giving a broad overview.
Yeah.
We want to get together with the senior and create a unique roadmap based on their circumstances. The second part is, what do I do with all of the stuff I've accumulated in my life?
No kidding.
And so we always talk about, the first 30 years of your life, you're deciding what you want, what you like. And then you spend the next 30 years accumulating it. And then the last part of your life, you're getting rid of it. And for so many people, that process is what stops them from moving forward.
Very true.
We talk about how you can do that successfully. And we even have tools that you can use. So you can use a sticker system so that it kind of clears your mind. And people can actually access that information on our website. They can download a request form and we'll mail out that packet to them. Your house does look a little bit like a Skittle bag, because there's colors all over your house.
Yeah.
Card that indicate this is going to donation or family, or it's going to the new place that I'm moving to. That's part of the process. And maybe it's for an estate sale that we're going to host for you.
And we would love on Answers for Elders to do some webinars on this, because
that would be great.
There's a lot of people out there that have just questions and they want to refresh and go back to it and have it something like that they can access as much as possible. That would be great. So if someone is dealing with maybe different aspects, obviously they might have mobility challenges, they might have a spouse that may have the beginning stages of dementia. I think one of the things that really makes you unique is your background in the senior caring for elders. That goes in to a big part of, I'm assuming, your workshop as well, your knowledge base.
Absolutely. And I have a broader knowledge of all the different senior housing options that are available, because I come from that industry before I had my real estate license. So
Mhm.
I'm just now starting my 20th year in the real estate industry. Prior to
Amazing.
that, I was at a continuing care retirement community in a management executive position.
Mhm.
So my knowledge is a little more open and vast than
Mhm.
the average real estate broker that's out there.
Right.
But we partner with senior housing advisors who
Mhm.
really understand the different options that are available, how
Mhm.
much they're going to cost, what level of service they're going to provide. And in 95% of the cases, those services are free to seniors.
That's
We're
awesome.
referring all the time to our senior
Sure.
housing advisors because they do the legwork
Mhm.
for our senior clients and their families. So once we meet with the family and we have a really clear understanding of their
Mhm.
finances, what types of services they're going to need for both physical or possibly mental,
Mhm.
what they love doing, what
Mhm.
are their passions and desires. And then
Yeah.
that senior housing advisor will say, based on that criteria, these are the communities or the options that are available to you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the thing that I look at is a retirement community might even have people that have made, had tours or they've thought about it, but they don't necessarily know how to step or they might want to go there, but they may not have all the resources to get to that point.
Yeah.
How do you find that person that's just in that stage where they know they need to make a change?
Mhm.
How do you help them get through it?
I think using a real client is probably the best way to
All right.
showcase what that looks
I'd
like.
love to do that.
Great. So we held an aging with choice workshop at a local fire department, and we had a 82-year-old senior attend the conference or the workshop, excuse me, and she found our information on a local Eventbrite, page about
Nice.
housing and
Yeah.
aging. That's how she found us.
Mhm.
So we didn't really know anything about this particular client when she showed up to the workshop. And it was a smaller group of people, which was really great because we were able
Yeah.
to ask specific questions. And our 82-year-old client lived in a 2-story home, and she was very active. Memory was really great, loved sewing and crafts, but she was feeling a huge disconnect from her peers. She was
Yeah.
not, her neighborhood was really made up of younger families, and
Mhm.
she was feeling like, I need to be with my people. And then she
Yeah.
was
And
also,
maybe her people
yeah,
weren't as active as her, so they were moving into more of a skilled type environment, correct?
correct.
Yeah.
And her concerns were, what happens if something happened to me and I couldn't use the stairs? She didn't have a main bathroom on the main floor. And so that was a deterrent. And her daughter lives at least an hour away from her.
Oh
So
my
that was
goodness.
that was a concern. So after the workshop, she realized that our services would really be beneficial. So we
Mhm.
scheduled a one-on-one consultation in her home with her. And
Mhm.
we asked specific questions regarding finances,
Mhm.
regarding her, her longevity based on her current lifestyle, and then her
Mhm.
family,
Mhm.
a little bit about her spirituality, what she liked to do, and then if she had any cognitive issues that she was aware of. So the first piece that we did was create a comparative market analysis on her current home. And
Mhm.
then we knew that she owned her home outright. It was worth about 600,000. She had $1 million in savings. She also had a pension. So she was really looking great, right?
Mhm.
When we got into conversation with her, her biggest stumbling block was, how do I navigate moving from my current home to wherever else I'm going to reside? So
Yeah.
we scheduled showings at different communities with her, and we came to the conclusion, and she self-discovered that the best option for her was to move into a 55 and older community that she could purchase. Because if she's
Perfect.
thinking she's going to live, 10, 12 more years,
Right.
she didn't want to pay for rent. She wanted to live someplace that was single level, it was amongst her peers. And the good news, she had enough finances, so she didn't have to sell her house first.
Right.
We got her into about 7 months into the process. We wrote an offer. She closed at the end of August. We're doing a little refresh on the condo for her. And then we have worked with a senior moving company. So
Mhm.
she'll be moving all of her items to her new condo. We've provided assistance for packing and sorting for her belongings. So
Perfect.
we'll get her all moved over, and then we'll do the work on her current home, do an estate sale, and get her house onto the open market.
That is amazing. And the other thing that I think is so powerful about this is the fact that because you're knowledgeable, she's going to be, I'm she's going to be moving from a 2-story house to a smaller place.
Correct.
You can help her downsize her things, help her all that. How does that process go? Is there a challenge sometimes of letting go of things, or how do you find that process?
It's really interesting. I always tell people, if you didn't tour me through your home, I went to your home on my own, I would be able to tell a lot about who you are and what you love and enjoy in your life just by the possessions that are there. So during the workshop, we talk a lot about the possessions that you have. For this particular client, she loves to sew and craft, and a large kitchen was important to her. So jamming and being able to can things was still really important. So when we did what we call the sticker system with the key chart, we put green stickers on everything that she wanted to take with her to her condo. The yellow sticker indicated anything that was for an estate sale that we were having. A red indicated that it was going to donation. That really simplifies what the client is looking at when they see this. Okay, this color means this color means that. And then we put that plan together based on the timeline for the client.
Well, and obviously when they're going through that system to start, you kind of know what you need in the next step, which I love that process as well. You're not sitting there getting a place and then thinking, what am I going to do with all my stuff? You've already created a plan for that.
Absolutely. And we love helping people create their new space. Because I always say, the silver season of your life can be the best season of your life if you plan for it. If you make plans for it. So for a lot of our clients who aren't mobile, there are still things that they enjoy doing, and making sure you choose a housing option that's going to give you the best fulfillment and feeling like, hey, I have a life that's still worth living. I think that's really important.
Yeah. And it certainly is. It values, every single step of the process, the values of that individual, which, you talked about that. That's what's so important. There's no cookie cutter, solutions. Everyone is unique. And that's the thing that's so great. So Juli Anne, how do we reach you?
You can reach us by calling our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-964-1553. You can call 24/7. We have a live receptionist that will answer the phone, and then we'll get back to you at our earliest convenience. Or you can visit our website at realestate55plus.com.
Fabulous. And everyone, Juli Anne, we're coming back with another podcast with you, talking about trends. What's happening in the market today? What are seniors thinking about? Right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.